Time to check in with Doctor Who. It's been a couple of days, so, hey, we might as well see what some of the official sites are talking about. And, well, they're about as shook as the general public. A guest feature, okay? A guest feature is talking about the Disneyfication of Doctor Who. So what's the warning signs? Oh no, this doesn't sound good at all. Okay, the Disneyfication. Oh no, the process of transforming something, often a story or a cultural product, oh interesting, into a form that is more palatable, family-friendly, and commercially viable. Ooh, that's going to be really important. Put a pin in that for a second. Typically, in the style associated with the Disney brand, the act of simplifying, idealizing, or making something more mainstream, often at the expense of complexity, originality, or artistic integrity. When the BBC first announced its collaboration with Disney for Doctor Who, fans like myself were left wondering, would Doctor Who end up being Disneyfied? Initially, the production team assured fans the show wouldn't change, which somewhat alleviated my concerns. However, having watched 4 episodes of the New Era Now, and we covered all of those, by the way, along with observing other developments, my initial concerns seem increasingly justified. Feel free to read through the rest of this editorial if you don't quite agree with my conclusion that, oh yeah, that Disneyfication very much took place, because we seen the ratings. We seen the ratings, and now that we have full, in totality, it took them long enough, some 14 plus days to come out with the numbers. Nothing sus behind that at all for the Christmas special, and well, we're just going to have to wait to see the knock-on effect of that until May, and oh boy, I'll be interested. I'll be interested to say the least. But as you can see from the first special, bringing back David Tennant, the 10th Doctor, now the 14th Doctor, you ended up with, well, just a slightly better uptick from the end of the Jodie Whittaker era. And it's like, okay, fine. I guess it's up. You can at least tout that numbers were up. Interest was there. But yes, the 5.08 million overnight views, and then with the 7 plus a TV, and then the plus 4 screen, which is just such a ridiculous number. The plus 4 screen, by the way, is just additional views in the same house. So it's not even counting how many other people watched it. So you can really put that metric in your pocket and do with it what you will. Use it as a snot rag for all I care, because it's worthless, man. It's multiple views in the same household. Okay, fantastic. What does that tell you at all? Some people went back, a nominal number of people went back and viewed it again. Okay, the 7 plus, that's a full 7 days. Okay, given the fact that we live in an on-demand society now you have the opportunity to just view anything at your own leisure. You can be tempted to watch something based on word of mouth, and for the first special right there, maybe it was just a bunch of people going, they focused on pronouns for how long in that special? I got to check this out. There's no way it could be as bad as you're saying it is. So an additional 2.26 million people ended up checking it out in the 7 plus. And then take a look, and just the drop off is precipitous from there, leading to the new Doctor, Doctor 15, or a brand new Doctor now with the canon the way that it is with the bigeneration, meaning that all Doctors are around at all times, and that Russell T Davies can go ahead and do his multiple spin-offs with however many Doctors he can coax back into the fold. We know that Christopher Eccleston has better things to do, and we know his terms of coming back to the franchise. Maybe David Tennant would be down for another round, and I don't think anybody's knocking up Jodie Whittaker to see what the hell she's doing, but Matt Smith, he's got bigger and better fish to fry, so I don't necessarily think he'll be coming back for his own unique special. He's only talked glowingly about his time as being the Doctor, which a lot of people did, and a lot of people considered this franchise to be a British institution. And then, well, it kind of fell off a cliff a while ago, and everybody, well, it's like, okay, Russell T Davies is back, David Tennant's back, Catherine Tate's back. It couldn't be that bad. Wrong. It could be that bad, and it could be worse, leading to, well, just the disaster that the overnight ratings for the Christmas special, a British institution, running that saying back one more time, because it's true. Doctor Who is synonymous with the Christmas special in so much as it's synonymous with the TARDIS. Like, it's one and the same, but being third on the night behind The King's Address and a Strictly Come Dancing episode, that's sad. It's a Christmas special, and it's the first solo outing for the brand new Doctor. Not exactly a good harbinger of things to come, would you say? But don't worry, guys. The +7 numbers. The +7 numbers. People were just busy on Christmas. even though they hadn't for the previous Christmas episode that came out in 2017 when over 10 million people viewed it. But no, don't worry, an additional 2.5 million people checked this out. I'm a little skeptical on that. I'm just a little skeptical on that. Okay, as for the Disneyfication, okay, that we talked about right at the beginning, okay, that plays a lot into this stuff. I'm wondering for these plus sevens, BBC iPlayer rolling into this on-demand services. I'm wondering, because this is just supposed to be UK viewership. And I'm just wondering if they're throwing in the Disney Plus views on top of that. I'm just saying, I'm just speculating because it doesn't make a lot of sense. It takes you over 2 weeks to come out with the 7+ numbers, okay? Meanwhile, every other show that came out in the convening time had their numbers out in an appropriate fashion. It's a little skeptical. But even if you want to take that at face value, it's not even as good as the original special. So it's in the same ballpark. It's within, 8 million viewers, or I'm sorry, 80,000 viewers. So it's close-ish. But this is a brand new Doctor. This is a brand new voyage. You would hope that there would be some signs that things could be getting better, but when you take a further look at the numbers, well, they're further borked. Doctor Who draws big iPlayer views over Christmas 2023, but there is a caveat. BBC's proudly proclaimed yesterday that Doctor Who contributed to a record-breaking festive viewing on BBC iPlayer with 10 million views. Oh my God, for the show reported. This had led to some misconceptions about the 2023 Doctor Who Christmas special alone. Oh, see, that's what took so long. They needed to muddy the waters, starring Ncuti Gatwa, achieving these numbers. However, this is not accurate. Oh, shucks. The final consolidated figure for the church on Ruby Road is still not available. Well, we kind of got some of it, but this is leading into why everything took so long. The figure of 10.01 million is actually for all iPlayer streams of Doctor Who during BBC's festive fortnight. Oh, series plays. Oh, that's really not good. And an iPlayer view, by the way, it's counted like a YouTube view. If you watch like a minute, it gets counted as a view. So sitting down and stomaching through an hour of any of those specials or the Christmas episode counts as much as somebody that clicks on it and goes, boring, and then just goes and does literally anything else. The number encompasses every episode from 2005 onwards. So the relaunch, okay, back when, Doctor Who was the peak for most fans, thus including a backlog of nearly 2 decades worth of episodes. Yes, the church on Ruby Road garnered 1.79 million streams. I'm sorry, we're dealing with a tenth of the reported number. Oopsie daisy. So logically, the remaining 8.22 million streams were for older episodes. Fuck, that's a big L. You're going to have to hold that loss right there. But guys, if those numbers have anything to go on, and we've heard the reception, well, actually, we've seen the lack of reception post-Christmas after everybody watched it in horror, joked about all of the, overtly gay agenda items being pushed, all of the stupid musicals and all of the other dumb things that the rest of the cast is saying. Oi, we're trying to go after a younger audience. This is going to really resonate with Gen Z. Thank God you're cute, because you aren't that smart, Millie Gibson. What does the new Doctor have to say? This short little Nigerian fellow, Ncuti Gatwa. What do you have to say about this? Well, after 2025... who the fuck knows what's going to happen? Ncuti Gatwa and Millie Gibson's Doctor Who future after 2025 looks doubtful. Guys, we're heading to a point in time when Doctor Who's going to get canceled. Again. It was canceled for a brief period of time after in a post the Jodie Whittaker era, but now it's kind of looking like it's going to get finalized because do you think ratings are going to look any better than they do right now going forward? Given enough stretch of time, given more opportunity for Russell T Davies to say more divisive things, given the opportunity for Ncuti Gatwa and Millie Gibson to do Ncuti Gatwa and Millie Gibson things, for other things to pop up in the interim for everybody to just kind of forget and go, all right, that was on. Yeah, I didn't really enjoy that over Christmas, but yeah, maybe I'll catch it later. I don't really know. It's done. It's over. it's over. Just a couple of weeks after Ncuti Gatwa and Millie Gibson hit the screens for their debut episode of Doctor Who, a cloud of uncertainty is already looming over the future with the show. Both the actors are still filming their second series set to air in 2025. Yeah, so everything that's coming out in 2024, it's all done and dusted. All 8 episodes. Wow, really putting in a hard day's work there. And then, yeah, whatever's going to happen with 2025. But after that, maybe. Interviews on their future have cast doubts of whether they'll be back for a third. Oof. Firstly, Millie Gibson's recent interview with Fabric magazine furthered the speculation. Discussing her plans for 2024, Gibson said, I think now that the strike's over, I'll probably be auditioning again for parts and seeing what's out there. That's kind of sad. It's like, hey, you get this treasured role as being the companion to the Doctor. What do you think that's going to do for your career? I'm going to have to go out for auditions in order to stay in the industry. Oh, that's not good. And here, this was a separate interview to what Ncuti Gatwa gave. So these are kind of corroborating stories that their future looks very uncertain. With the flagship science fiction property, she added, every year has seen such a change for me. It's hard to think what might come next. I'd like to play a villain, if not that. I really am intrigued by biopic roles, and you really need to research. I think that it would be a great challenge. I don't know. I'm just excited to see what is to come. Her comments about seeking new challenges and roles suggest a possible departure. Turning to Ncuti Gatwa, his previous comments in a Rolling Stone UK interview earlier in 2023 point to a post-Doctor Who plan. Raised eyebrows about his long-term commitment. Gatwa expressed a desire to return to theatre, saying, theatre keeps me warm, and it held me all night. Pause. What is this? Just a bit of a script, a leaked script of an upcoming Doctor Who episode this year? Even as I was broke, but I'm planning on getting back to it in 2024 after I finish season 2 of Doctor Who. Oh, so there's no plans going forward in 2025. Now, to be fair, okay, like there's nothing concrete behind this, okay, when asked about the future. After his second series, Gatwa admitted, no idea, no plan. I just know that I'm loving it, and my love for it is growing. Yep, could be fantastic, but yeah, it's a potential exit for Ncuti Gatwa and Millie Gibson, but who the hell? Who in the blue hell is going to take on this beleaguered franchise? Like, it's tough enough to convince anybody with the amount of money that Disney has in order to reprise their roles for Star Wars. Shout out Adam Driver. But for as many people that are fans of classic and reboot Who, ain't nobody a fan of this stuff that's going on right now. I'm sorry. Once again, I am very sorry for people that were big fans of Doctor Who, sorry. I knew quite a few Whovians growing up, and I've made mention of this before, and now I can really only express just a whole bunch of empathy for just a franchise that has been murdered in front of everybody's eyes, and you've been forced to take it. Otherwise, you'd be called a racist, sexist, bigot, misogynist. It's done, guys. It's done. It'll be canceled in 2025, and hopefully it'll give that break, and maybe somebody in the future, after the gap, like happened after the reboot, after the first cancellation, into the 2005 reboot, maybe cooler heads will prevail during that time, but only time will tell. Only time will tell. So with all that said, thank you all very much for the gift of your time. I've been Don Consuelo. I want you to follow your gut and get after it. Take care, everyone.